next to us here. It's not all elephant that are always this comfortable, but she's very relaxed with us. She's feeding away, eating some marula leaves at the moment. Like I said, they're making the most of all the different forms of marula at the moment. Leaves, branches, but fruits being very popular. Wow. Magnificent female this. I really like her. We'll recognize her in future forever. She's got that one tusk on the left, and she's got that tip on the ear that we saw earlier. And even though it doesn't look exactly like it, it reminds me of Somalia, the Horn of Africa. So I think we can call her Somali. Back in this area, hopefully the next few days we'll get to have some more spectacular times with Somali and her two youngsters. Picking off those leaves. Just look how that trunk is just a perfect tool. Wraps around the branch, strips the leaves, gets some of the fruits. Even there she's getting one of the fruits as well. The youngster in between her legs there. James, I just noticed the trunk was getting, now it's moving again, but it was sticking its trunk out there, wanting some of the same food that Mum's eating. Saying, come on Mum, I'm too short, help me out here. Look into her mouth as well. You can see just a big fleshy opening tongue inside, and they've got big... Interestingly enough, they don't grind the food sideways like most animals do. The young one also scratching its ear like Mum was doing. Their teeth actually grind forwards and backwards to grind the food down. What a fantastic view. You're sitting at the moment right in the grass here. I'm rubbing my head. It's itching. See one or two of those little red flowers just in the foreground. It's getting very dark out here. The sun is actually set. We've just got that sort of crepuscular glow still, that just after the sunset grey sky just giving us some light still. But this is fantastic. It really is. This is one of my favorite things to do. When you come out into the bush, when you come to Africa, one of the things that I've always personally liked, and one of those things I've always liked sharing with people, is just to maybe have a little bit more of an understanding, just a bit more of a feeling, just to sit like this with elephant and spend time with them like this and get a sense of what kind of animals they are is really something that that is very dear to my heart, and it's a privilege to have you here sitting with us sharing this. It is just I don't even need to say something, you can just see it for yourself. Running behind there, common duiker or grey duiker. It's been a while since we've seen one of these. Again, the grass is so tall now that they can just disappear into it so easily. And then that lovely stand of herringbone grass in the foreground here. You still see him?
Yes, sticking away.
Yeah, I just see the movement and all the grass glowing in the foreground. Quite shy, sort of surreptitious antelope. Don't like to be seen too much at the best of times, so this time of year when there's so much cover for them, you actually don't notice them often. Winter time you see them most of the time just darting away.
He's giving us a good look.
He probably thinks we can't see him at the moment. To be honest with you, I can hardly see him with a naked eye. Just make it out there. Beautiful antelope. Large eyes you can see as well. They're quite active at night time. And there's the patch of grass that made us stop, and then we managed to see the duiker as well.
Is it normal to...
Yeah. A bit of a closer look at it, James. Just that, like James is saying, at the moment these grasses are all in flower. I mean, all the different species. And this specific one, herringbone grass, goes sort of this almost like a a rusty purple color. At the moment it's got a lot of light shining through it, so you're getting that nice glowy backlit look. Just a lovely color, and then of course the texture or the design of this specific grass always catches my eye. It's one of my favorite species out here. Very symmetrical shape to it. Looks like a bottle brush or like fish bones, which is where the name comes from. Herringbone grass. And as I'm sure those of you that join us quite often on Drive have learned by now, I do like grass a lot. Shrubby sort of bush that can grow into small trees as well, and a whole lot of insect activity on the flowers. Very, very small flowers, as you can see there. Looking at that ant, that's one of your army ant species, so it's a relatively large ant. It's doing a very quick check around, actually utilizing some of the nectar as well, it seems. Although your army ants in general do eat small insects and even larger things that they can catch. Look at that, isn't that amazing? And again, I think the experience that we're having here, I mean, this is so many different ways of looking at this, but you can see this better than you could with the naked eye. I mean, for me, this has brought a new dimension to my wildlife and game drive experience, being able to look at these things so up close. Typical insect, 6 legs, antennae that's feeling around. Got that big abdomen in the back, which is sort of where a lot of the bodily functions happen. And it's got the compartments. Not compartments, the segments. There's the other 2 insects as well. Look at that, awesome, right there together. And those are called net-winged beetles. Functions happen, so insects. And it's got the compartments, not compartments, the segments. There's the other 2 insects as well. Look at that, awesome, right there together. And those are called net-winged beetles. So also insects similar to that ant, except these guys have got wings. Also 6 legs and also antennae, and they're busy mating. Amazing, some of the smaller life out here, I think in general even. A lot of us tend to have less of an affinity for smaller things like this, things that crawl and fly. But if you start looking at them like this, they're amazing. Just look at all the colors and shapes and the design of these animals. Many of them have been around for much, much longer than mammals, than us. Of course, stunning flowers.
Someone's flying.
Beautiful view there. So I'm trying to get that one as well. Sorry, we look for some more big game just now. This is a beautiful butterfly as well, called a yellow pansy. You see when the wings open. Those of you that maybe have a lot of flower gardens back home, get a flower that looks quite similar to this. It's actually named after the pansy flowers. And like most butterflies, when they close the wings, not quite as colorful, a little bit more camouflaged and tucked away. But when those wings flash open, you've just got the most beautiful colors. Thank you. Look at that. Stunning, stunning colors just flashing. You see those almost like fake eyes, or off it goes on the wing there as well. Oh, fantastic. Some of the more smaller life around us here.